Hello and good day to all. My name is Abdullah Bukhari bin Abdul Rashid, and today I'll be doing a video on differentiation for the subject Calculus 1. So what is differentiation, you may ask? Well, differentiation in definition is a process of finding the derivative or rate of change of a function. It can also be used to find the slopes of tangent lines. So basically, this differentiation is a tool to find out the rate of change of a function and also can be used to find slopes of tangent lines. It is used widely in mathematics, biology, chemistry, and many other science streams. So among the uses of differentiation in our lives are volume or solid, and then we go to modeling of the behavior of moving objects such as a car going to a curve or a bike leaning to the left or right. Also the cost of materials to build an object or other stuff, and also profit and loss in businesses. So without further ado, we are going to indulge in the question that we are going to solve for today. So this is the question that we have been given for today. Michael wants to start a vegetable garden, which he decides to fence off in the shape of a rectangle from the rest of the garden. Michael has only 160 meters of fencing, so he decides to use a wall as one border for the vegetable garden. Calculate the width and length of the garden that corresponds to the largest possible area that Michael can fence off. So from this diagram here, we can see the garden, the length that has been labeled with L, the wall at the back side of the garden, and also the width have been labeled with W. So we have identified the problem that we are encountering now. We need to find the width and length of the garden so that we could fence the garden. Now, step 1, we have to examine the problem and formulate the equations that are required. The important pieces of information given are related to the area and modified perimeter of the garden. Now, we know that the garden area is given by the formula area equals to width times length. The fencing is only required for 3 sides, and 3 sides must add up to 160 meters. So the equation would be 160 equals to width plus length plus length. And then we have to rearrange to make rearrange the formula to make W the subject of the formula. So we arrange W as the subject, and we move length plus length times them together to make 2L, and then you subtract by 100, and then subtract by 160. Substitute the expression for W into the formula of the area of garden. Notice that this formula now contains only one unknown variable, so we have to add here another variable to the equation. So it becomes 160L minus 2L squared. And then step 2, we have to differentiate with respect to L. Now we are interested in maximizing the area of the garden, so we have to differentiate to get the following. dA dl differentiate equals to A prime equals to 160 minus 4L. This is obtained by 160L minus 2L differentiated by dA dl equals to 160 minus. And then step 3, we have to calculate the stationary point. In order to find the stationary point, we are going to set A prime and solve for the values of L that maximizes the area. Okay, now we have our A here. We are going to move 4L as the subject, and we are going to find the L. So we are going to divide 160 by 4 to get L equals to 40. Now we know that the length of garden is 40 meters. Now we're going to substitute L equals to 40 into the first equation that we have done for this work. So substitute 40 into L now, 160 minus 2L, and then substitute the 40 into L, and it becomes 160 minus 80 equals 80. So now we get the width of garden is 80 meters. Okay, so now step 4, determining the second derivative for the equation. We can check that this gives a maximum area by showing that the equation that we have differentiated twice would be lower than 0. So like I have done my workings here, I got my answer as minus or negative 4, which means that we got the right answer for this question. If we get an answer that is equal to 0 or is a positive number, then we will get the wrong answer. We have to redo it all over again. And now, last but not least, step 5, writing the final answer. As I have done here, my workings here, sorry of my poor handwriting, I didn't have my stylus pen with me right now, but anyway, I have written here a width of 80 meters and the length of 40 meters will give the maximum area of the garden. Now, if we calculate those numbers, we will get a total maximum area of 3,200 meters square that Michael can fence up. So now we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Any constructive criticism will be welcome, as I am trying to improve my video editing skills in the near future. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.